Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Magic Bun Bun and all I do is tarot and oracle readings on my channel and on my Twitch channel. I'll make sure to have the description in the description box a link to all my socials, or to at least the main ones like Twitch, where you can queue up and get a reading with me as long as my internet is deciding to work that day. For today's video though, this is my very first pre-recorded video, so please be somewhat kind to me in criticism and whatnot, or any improvements that I can make with this type of video. I do know kind of like what's supposed to be done. For example, I know I have 3 piles in front of me and I'm working on getting a second camera so you guys can see in front of me. I'm going to have to hold them up individually, and I most likely will have a picture posted of these piles on my Instagram, on Twitter, and probably in the Discord, and links to all of those will be down below. And I will have a timestamp, so you'll see the piles, you'll pick your pile, and you can fast forward, and that will be in the description box and the comment section. So I think that's about it. Again, I stream live on Twitch as long as the internet gods allow me to do so. Otherwise, I hope you come back and find more pre-recorded content here. I sometimes will stream live here, just general readings, no queuing or anything on YouTube right here. But I hope to provide more pick-a piles with more themes. I also post on TikTok and share that information to Instagram when I remember. So let's just jump into the reading. Remember, this is a reading on what is it that your heart truly desires. And when it means your heart, it doesn't actually mean romance. It can mean romance for some of these piles, but this is just pertaining to what is it that you truly desire? What is it that you value? What is it that you want from the universe? What do you need to be told right now? So this is pile number 1. And these are the cards pre-shuffled to helping with some time constraints to make sure the video isn't super long. And if you need help besides this pile, you've got Dracula. We've got Dracula. So if you are resonating with Dracula, this is for pile number 1. Okay, I'm gonna put Dracula down over here. Pile number 2. Here are the cards. Each are pretty similar in the amount of cards and the oracles that are paired with them. Just a little bit of differences in the types of cards for the oracle side and the tarot side. So pile number 2, you get Frankenstein. Don't mind my reflection, trying to get a good picture there. So you might be resonating with Frankenstein. I know it's Frankenstein's monster. So this is pile number 2. Put that down here. And pile number 3, these are your cards. See those little Nightmare Before Christmas cards right there? There's more. They're just kind of hidden back there. And for pile number 3, we have the Mummy. The classic The Mummy. Pile number 3. Okay, so remember, take a pause, think about which one you're attracted to the most, that resonate the most, the one you want to see the most. The Mummy, pile number 3, pile number 2, Frankenstein, pile number 1 is Dracula. So now you can go down to the description box and or the comment section and fast forward to your reading, or if you feel like more than one pile is calling to you, feel free to watch the whole video. Remember, this is a general reading, so not everything that is said is going to resonate with you because it is generalized for anyone else who comes across it. So you're going to have to trust your instincts on what you feel is right for you, okay? Without further ado, I will catch you guys in your reading, okay? Hello, pile number 1. If you picked pile number 1, that means you resonated with Dracula. Okay, so this is pile number 1. Let me put this to the side. Okay, and here are your cards again. We'll be going through all of these. We're going to start with tarot, then we'll move to the oracle side. First up, we have the major arcana that I will be watching over all of the tarot, all of the oracle. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy, wanting power and control over your emotions and your motivation and your drive, wanting to also leave the crowd and have like kind of go on your own path, traveling your own destiny, control of your own destiny, I should say. Okay, so that's the Chariot. let's get into the tarot portion. Make sure I grab just the tarot cards, put those to the side. Okay, so here we go. First up, we have the King of Cups. Perhaps romance is on the mind, or wanting, like I said, control of your emotions, not having emotional stability. The waters have been very rocky where you're at right now in the emotional realm that you've been feeling. You feel like you haven't had control. You're just going up and down, and you're like, this has to stop. You need to have it, need a direct connection. And you could be feeling very closed off as well. The challenge, you've been very, very tough on yourself. We have the Four of Pentacles, very structured. Not letting yourself kind of release these boundaries and understand that you might fall off the path, but you're going to get back on. This could also just relate to like needing financial security has been making you very emotional. You haven't been feeling very victorious right now. Queen of Wands, lacking in confidence, lacking in vision, lacking in assertiveness. Who's been stealing your power lately? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. We have two of the court cards, King of Cups and Queen of Wands right here, kind of like saying that, like, who's been stealing your power? Who's been whispering doubt into your ear and you're not trusting your intuition? How I read the tarot from my knowledge, I relate to this energy, the King of Cups to be Scorpio energy, and then the Queen of Wands to be Aries energy, if that proves to be useful to you, because it can also, with these court cards, they can be a person that's close to the situation that's been kind of like pushing you one way or another, or has been, like I said, whispering in your ear, who's been stealing your power. A lot of this energy is going to be your own energy, just coming out in different type of signs, but just so you're aware, that's how I do my tarot reading, which if you would like to see it done live, I do stream on Twitch when the internet gods allow me to do so, and I'll make sure to have that in the description box below. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You're not sure if you've been investing in the right if you've been investing your money, your goods, your time in the right things. You don't have a lot of confidence in that. You feel like, have I been going in the right direction in this? There's a lot of self-doubt here. The challenge, we have the Tower in reverse, Mars energy bursting out here. We need a lot of structure and foundation to be basically torn to shreds. We need the old way of thinking to come to an end. We need that aha moment and go with the flow and understand that the foundation needs to break so you can have a breakthrough. You need a new momentum. You need to realize when you, like I said, you come off your path, because I'm looking at that Chariot card, you've been heading towards a certain direction, you've been wanting to have success, you've been wanting victory, you want control of your emotions, but you're losing control, and you don't like that. You don't like the fact that you can't have it going a certain way. That's why that Tower card's coming up saying, hey, the destruction is good for you, and you cannot blame the destruction either. It is something that is going to happen whether you like it or not. And then the Page of Swords. Okay, so there's something here. There's a lot of people that are being involved in this, and you're trying to take control of the situation, but you just can't, and that's been bothering you. But this Page of Swords kind of comes in saying you've been wanting to try a new idea, hence the Queen of Wands is there as well. There's a new idea, a new concept, and that's why we see also the Tower there, is that, but you're not confident in it. It's just something about it that doesn't sit right with you, and you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to share it. You don't want to envision it anymore. You're trying to scrape the whole idea, and the Tower is like, something's going to break though. Something about this structure, especially with that 4 being present. 4s relate to the Emperor, who is trying to build an empire, who's trying to build something long lasting, is going to wipe it all clean. And when we see the Chariot is moving away from a city. It's leaving that city that the Emperor has built because they're going on their own path. This can also relate to the home because it relates to Cancer energy and needing a new and nurturing environment, somewhere where you feel safe, where you feel loved, where you have to treat yourself like the own queen and queen that you are. And that you have to understand you can't act super childish about it. It's something that has to be taken charge of now. Next, something that needs to go. You wanting to leave, you wanting to travel, but you feel very stuck. You don't have the stability that you want and you require. In your heart of hearts, you know you want to travel, you want to see more of the world, but you don't have the confidence or the finances to do so, and something needs to change about that. You have a lot of anxiety, the 9 of Swords coming there. It's keeping you up at night. But you're becoming more aware of it though. You're trying to narrow it down to what it is that you're really needing in life and how you go about getting that. But it is a challenge to wake up from those nightmares and dream, because a lot of times, and this is very understandable, when it becomes from finances, needing that stability, wanting a partnership, needing that stability, you want balance, but it's very hard to get that balance. when things feel like they're not going in the direction you want them to go into, when you feel like you don't have a lot of control in the say in your victory. And we have judgment in reverse. Like I said, you have to be kinder to yourself. We have judgment in reverse. This is more Scorpio. Well, it leads to Pluto energy, to Scorpio energy. And this is being too harsh on yourself, number one, and judging your own path and comparing yourself to others. This is judging others and their path. Like I said, there's a lot of other people involved, that we have a page, a queen, and a king of the court cards being present. But like I said, and this is also wanting to not yet quite having that spiritual awakening, not listening to your guides. You feel very disconnected. You might be feeling very lost, which is why the Chariot is there to try to guide you back on the path that you want. And the card that was in the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. Very much so, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, Ace of Swords is a new form of communication. It is a sword that's going to come down and start cutting out toxic people from your life, bad views that you've had. It's a way to kind of see the truth. You're going to be holding the sword of truth in your hand. A truth about yourself. Do you really need what you think you need? You need to wake up from those dreams of what you've wanted and realize what you need to set you back on this path of victory, which actually leads perfectly to this oracle, which I'm going to show right now. These are surrender cards, and these surrender oracle cards are very good on letting you know what you need to surrender in order to let your blessings come in. First up is surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in. Rather than trying to handle everything yourself, this can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Remember, you have to nurture yourself. You have to let love in from yourself as well. And it looks like from other people. You're judging them too hard and you're judging yourself too hard. This idea that you have, or this, if you're putting people up on a pedestal, needs to come crashing down. I kind of get that vibe as well. You have high expectations of certain people, but you also are putting high expectations on yourself. And when you don't reach those, or these don't reach it, things just like come to a standstill, come to a halt, and you're like, no more. And it's like, okay, it's one thing to have standards and have values and be like, this is what I want and this is what I deserve and this is what I have to get, but you're shutting down everyone and everything too at the same time. Surrender to what is the second one here. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And this is just more pertaining back to that Tower card of things are going to be crashing down. A new thought's going to come into your head and it's going to flip your world upside down, and you're not sure if that is good for you, if it feels fine for you. And it's like you're not going to have much of a choice in this scenario. The only choice you'll have though is how you handle the situation. You're not going to become panicky. You're going to understand, hey, that is what it is. You're going to open yourself to receiving support and love. You're not going to judge people so harshly. If you're going to be supportive of them, they'll be supportive of you. You're going to find a community that you vibe with, that you can express yourself with. The truth will be revealed. Also, I get this feeling like a message is going to be sent to you. A lot of times with swords, they deal with like thoughts and forms of communication. And the one card we are missing out of the court cards, it's a Knight card, so it might be delayed because it's not present, but it's everyone else is here though too. It might be delayed, but a message might be coming your way that is going to basically change the way you view things, or it's going to change some part of your life. It's going to change your heart desires. It's going to make you more open and wanting to move forward with that Chariot card being there. Next up, we have no more oracles. You have you are safe. The universe has your back. Okay, we see the circle of love. We see the circle surrounding you. You need to understand the universe is trying to work with you, even though it's going to feel like it's not with that Tower card being present. Trust. Faith in the power of the universe. Again, the universe is like, we have you. Do not worry. I know this is not going to be pleasant, but this new thought, this new idea, this news that comes to you is going to rock your world, and it's going to change it for the better. And all the universe is asking you to do right now is to breathe. Inhale, exhale, create space within. Try to do some breathing exercises. Also dealing with the element of air. There's a lot of air vibes kind of coming up from these swords that are present here. So a great change, and it's going to be a quick change because air signs, I should say, the swords in the tarot move very quickly. Okay, so what is some self-care that you can do for yourself? air and fire. Connect with fire. Might be a candle ritual you want to do. Obviously, always do this safely. But connecting with fire, this could be as simple as, you know, you go to YouTube and you put someone who's burning. It's like a live feed of a candle burning, and it's very comforting. And I see that because we have meditate that is next. Maybe you need to meditate near a campfire. Well, for where I am, it's fall season, so campfires are a thing right now for sure. Staying cozy. You can do some meditation. Like I said, if it's just a crackling, the noise might be what you need. And then you need family. Comforts. Like I said, you need to be open to receiving love and support. This doesn't have to be romantic love. This could just be family love and support, and family that you choose, your friends, your close friends, you know, the people you're trying to build up and you're trying to surround yourself with as well. Okay, and here is your affirmation. I'm going to read it first. I feed my inner passenger's superfood of strength, prosperity, and resilience. Therefore, I am strong, prosperous, and resilient. Inside every one of us is a beauty and a beast. The beauty is a product of our joy, peace, love, humility, generosity, and compassion. The beast is a product of our jealousy, arrogance, ego, greed, regret, and sorrow. Feed the beauty and not the beast. And this is where we're talking about judging so harshly that you have jealousy, of arrogance towards others. This could also be meaning you might need to do some shadow work as well to get back to your connection with the divine. They've been telling you to do some shadow work and you're like, no, I'm not. And that's what needs to happen. And otherwise the universe will force it upon you. Okay, they're gonna make you wake up from a lot of having this anxiety, but you'll be able to breathe it, and you're gonna have to trust or breathe. And I'm saying, like, breathe through it, understand the changes happening, meditate through it, and you have to trust that the universe is doing it for your own well-being. So that is your reading for actually, you know what? Wait. I have these cards here. We have Let It Go. We have, they're very good for yes or no questions. So I want you to think of a yes or no question. Think of a yes or no question, and then I'm going to pull one of these little oracle cards that will kind of give you a direct answer. They don't really give an explanation, but it is a direct answer. So start thinking of your question. Count down. 3, 2, 1. Not the right time. Not the right time. Okay. That concludes your reading. Thank you so much if you stayed through this whole video of your reading. I do appreciate it. If you would like to catch a reading live, again, like I said, I'll put my Twitch in the description box below. If this resonated with you, please, you know, let's do an energy exchange of if you could like or subscribe to my channel. That'd be really, really grateful. Share it with a friend. And also I'll have my Ko-Fi link. I'm currently raising money to get that second camera so you can see the chaos that is on my desk right now. And not just this, not me just holding up the cards. So I really appreciate any sort of tips or donations. You can also book a private reading with me that's going towards the camera as well. And all those links will be provided in the description box below. Thank you so much again, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello, this is for pile number 2. Okay, so if you picked pile number 2, that meant you went with Frankenstein. Sorry for the reflectiveness, but here is Frankenstein. So this is pile number 2's reading of what is it that your heart desires. Here are your cards once more. We're going to start with the tarot portion, and then we'll move on to the oracle one. Okay, so let me separate them really quick. Okay, so first up we have the Devil. This might be related to a lot of Capricorns out there, or high Capricorn placements. We've got the Devil card. Power, wanting to cut toxic ties, understanding that power can be like financial power, emotional power. Was it the thing that I read about? The only one who could win against a game of cards against the devil would be a Capricorn. But understanding that you might be coming too tied to authority or too tied to the power, that there needs to be some rest. There needs to be, like, you gotta take a step back. This could also be related to either toxic relationships, was it just toxic, and I say toxic, I mean just with bad for you relationships, bad for you habits. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word. Habits that are present right now. passions that are taking control over your life right now that maybe you need to have some release from. Understand that you're addicted to it though, but it needs to end. Okay. Ace of Swords, cutting ties, cutting those toxic vibes, you know, like you're trying to speak your truth, you're trying to speak it, but also hold into your power. Affirm it. We have the Empress in reverse. Okay, so when you see this, this is a great challenge. You're rushing after it. You're trying to make that coin. You're trying to make the shit happen that you want to happen. But the Empress is like, no, 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 no. You need to chill. You need to relax. You can't be running and chasing everything. It's not going to happen any faster. That's why we see the speed, the Ace of Swords. Swords are very fast in the tarot. And so it's like you're trying to make it happen quicker. And it's like, no, 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 no. Like you have to chill. We have also the Empress is ruled by Venus ruling over Libra and Taurus. And while I'm doing this reading, we're in Libra season. And it's like you need to take like a step back. You need to relax. You need to understand what it is that you really truly want. Because it might not be what you think it is. There might be illusions. You might think you want this, but do you need it? Two of Wands, that balancing act, needing more research. And right now this person is looking over, they're seeing the vast amount of possibilities. They're trying to gain research and control over their domain, needing to implement though before, like needing to have that process before they can decide when they're going to move forward. So a balancing act of sorts. Okay, and it's interesting because they're not in order, I will say that, but we have an ace, so 1, 2 for the Two of Wands, and a 3. So things are out of order right now. So that could be what's creating the chaos. And the Empress, she's very good at just creating chaos and just being bountiful and showing like her blessings, and we don't see that when it's in reverse. We need to, and this also could be a call that because you need to nurture yourself and treat yourself to some self-care and some self-love, even if it's tough self-care, things you've been putting off, because it's a good thing. It feels good to not have to deal with those bills. It's a good thing to not deal with your problems and like you keep putting it off. And it's like, no, you need to take charge. That is what an Empress would do. You take charge. You come up with creative solutions to these problems. And it could be as simple as, you know what, you haven't been nurturing yourself. You haven't been feeding yourself. You haven't been, you know, taking good care of your body and taking care of your senses, your environment as well. This is why you have this like idea of like you need to leave, you need this change. We see duality right now. We're going to keep going in the reading and see what else is there. But with the Devil, we see the duality and the two people that are there. And the duality, like I said, with the 2. A balancing act of sorts. Page of Wands, a new idea. Wow, we really do have this between the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands, but you're not sure. You're just grasping at this idea, this new form of inspiration, this new spark, but you have no idea what to do with it. And that is why we see the Two of Wands present, is like you're trying to do more research on this new idea, this new creative energy. Like, what do you do? Where do you put this energy into? And that's why we have a lot of this go-go motion, and that's why it's very hard for you as the Empress tries to push out, that it's very hard for you to take it slow and realize what you're doing is going to be something that's going to last, and it needs time to process, needs time to grow, just like with, you know, the nature that is around the Empress upright. Nature takes a while to grow, and it comes in seasons. Queen of Cups, emotional control, controlling possibly like drinking habits. Like I said, with that Devil card being present, could be drinking habits you need to take control of. Controlling, and again, nurturing comes back to mind. We have the Queen and the Empress right there as a challenge. Could literally be, do you drink enough water? Are you taking care of your body? Your heart, your body are trying to talk to you in the sense of like you need to nurture it. You need to care for it like you would for others. This could be taking a bath as well, needing to spend some time in water, being near water. You're trying to create something very beautiful that is taking a lot of your energy and your time, and you're trying to rush the process. Where the Queen has taken her time to build the most beautiful cup in all of the tarot. She's also very intuitive, which tells me you're being very, very, very much more practical with things, where you need to listen to your intuition. Temperance, another form of duality with the 2 cups in there. You're just trying to create something that is so spectacular, that is so uniquely yourself, and you need to create harmony and balance. Balance between your intuition and the practical side of inside of you. The practical side is taking over, which is why we see the Ace of Swords, one of the first cards to pop up. The mental side of you, the thought side of you, it can't trust the intuition, and you need to be able to trust your intuition and your and that it's trying to guide you the right way. You're trusting your gut feeling. It's telling you where to cut ties and where to grow. right? And this is also Sagittarius vibes. We lead to some sort of travel. Like I said, with the Two of Wands, it's about if you're trying to take the next step, if you're trying to see if there's somewhere new you can invest your time in, or something new you want to learn. That's what Sagittarius relates to, is the philosopher. They want new information. They seek the truth. Strength, you're fearful. You're fearful of leaving those old thoughts behind. You're fearful of change. You're fearful of if you're able to endure this change, or is it something you're going to regress and go back to that Devil card, back to old habits and old ways. It's something you're very fearful of, is trusting. Like I said, if you can't see it, you don't want to believe it. You don't want to trust in the divine, that you are protected. You don't want to trust it if you can't touch it, if you can't see the progression. And sometimes this progression is not something you can see. It's only what you can feel. Nine of Pentacles. This has been a great challenge for you because, like I said, the Devil card leading to Capricorn, want to make that money, want to be self-sufficient. This has been an issue for you, and you're looking back, like, have you invested the time right? That Nine of Pentacles coming out to play and trying to say, like, hey, have you put your investments, are you growing it? Are you going to move your investments to something else? You know, not keeping it all in the same basket. Needing to trust that intuition of, like, do you need to move things around? As well, it's reflective of a cycle that's soon going to come to an end, but you're constantly kind of looking back because it's in reverse. You're not accepting that it wants to end, and that's why we have that Devil card present. You're chaining yourself down, and it's actually holding you back. When you're trying to do this new idea, you're trying to have this new train of thought, you want to move forward, you want to seek the truth, you're being held back by your own fear. Leo vibes, by the way, lacking that confidence, lacking that boost, not wanting to shine or feel like you might be outshining others. And then we have Justice, Libra. This is related to Libra. The scales, the balancing, the truth seeker, again, connected to divine time. The truth is going to come out soon of what you want, what you need, and how to get there. And you need to trust your intuition, okay? That's a big thing too. Needing to trust your intuition and realize that things are not going to feel very fair to you. It feels like things aren't balancing. It feels like you're trying to create something, but it's only going in one way, because we have this practical side of you that just cannot let go. You want to be able to hold on tight to the practical side of things, of seeing money and you don't see it. You're looking back and saying, has your gut feeling even been right? And you're doubting it so much that it's kind of screaming into the duality of things. And we have the Two of Cups, more duality. This could be a bad partnership because it's in reverse. You're not connecting. Could also be not connecting with your higher self. That doesn't necessarily have to mean romance. It could be business, like if a business partner hasn't been connecting to you. You're going to see a lot of twos in your reading, which is relating again to the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is about trusting your intuition and understanding that you don't know why you know things, you just do. And you need to be accepting of that it feels like an illusion and it's bringing you a lot of self-doubt, but you just know things. And it is a big challenge for you to trust that intuition. Okay, which actually leads us to a really great oracle deck. This is things you need to surrender, okay, to get those blessings, to get what it is that your heart desires. The first one right here is surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and especially yourself. When you're trying to communicate and trying to understand that, you know, it's a form of healing when it comes to, it's a form of healing when it comes to treating yourself gently, like the Empress and the Queen of Cups and Temperance is trying to do. You're trying to be blending two extremes together, and it's going to be a little bit of a rocky path, but you got to be gentle with that path in yourself. But know that what you're on now is too practical for yourself. And because I see this, surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you, okay? It doesn't get more beautiful than that. You are made of magic. You have powers to manifest for your own needs and your own wants, but it comes from a place that you just can't see. It's something that you feel. This could just be, like I said, it's trusting your intuition. So because you're trying to make your wishes come true. All right, and next I have for you, here's some colors. These are colors that you can wear crystal, like could be colors of crystals you can have nearby. Is this a color that you can just put on your screen, if like your monitor screen, your phone screen or something? Any of those sort of things. So to boost your confidence, it's to surround yourself. For some people, they use this as a nice color palette. Like if you're trying to do something artsy, this could be a color palette that works for you. First up is indigo. Improve your vision. It just means could be a spiritual vision and a new path. We have auburn, ground yourself. We have that nature, that Capricorn energy coming out to play. Like you're trying to ground your ideas. You're trying to spend some time out in nature. Also with the Empress card showing there. Ground yourself in nature, spending some time outside if you can. Doing some gardening work as well, trying to get your hands in there. And we have this as well with temperance. You see 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. It is a balancing act of sorts, of the practical, and again with the waters meaning intuition. And white, lighten up. Things have been too serious lately. You haven't been having any fun. You've been treating things so, because you're so stubborn with the surrender stubbornness, you haven't been listening to your heart or what you want or other things you desire. If you don't see any financial, what's it called, rewards, you don't do it. You don't touch it. And the universe is like, you need to have some fun. You need to lighten up, okay? It can't be as serious. You have to, it's like play hard, work hard. You know, you can do both. But you have to do both. So definitely what's up for you is some self-care. We have look for fairies. You're looking for magic. You're spending some time outside. Like I said, if you can, if you have the potential to look for fairies, look for the magic in the mundane in your own home. Little things you can do for yourself to improve your mood. We've got create art. We've got create art right here. Like I said, you can be using these as a color palette. Let's see if I can pick these guys back up. A very interesting color palette between white, auburn, and indigo. Okay, but creating artwork, this is you having some fun, going hard into your with your artwork, letting the chaos reign as well. You don't have to color in the lines. Music, pump some music up around you, go dancing, you know, just have some fun with some music, whether it's creating music, listening to music, finding new music to listen to. And then we have abundance planning. This is a perfect self-care because for you, like I said, you should have some fun, you know, looking for magic, looking for fairies, creating art, playing some music. And at the same time, like when you're playing some music, you can do some abundance planning because this will help ease your anxiety, realizing that you're trying to create a plan to bring in abundance, to bring in, you know, more balance to your life, but you have to take care of the other part of your life as well. You can't just focus in and zone in on the work aspect. You need to open up and have some fun. Then next, here's your affirmation. I give no fucks, I kiss no butts. And then I'll read what's on the back. It is time for you to stop giving a fuck. You do not need validation or approval from anyone. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Breathe, relax, be the greatest version of yourself for you and nobody else. You are internally validated, gorgeous, and your self-esteem is impregnable. Never give a poo what anyone else thinks of you. You are the baddest mofo in this wild universe. Your power is in how you choose to react. I think that definitely relates to if you feel like people are judging you, you feel like it's not fair. If you go and have fun, people are going to treat you different. They're going to treat you like, why are you having fun? Like, have you worked? Have you made the money? And if you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm working on things, but you haven't a concrete answer, you feel shamed into only being able to work. And you can't let that happen. You can't let a part of yourself die just to please others. Okay. Let that stubborn side of yourself go and realize you need to have some fun in order to enjoy life again. Okay. And before we end your reading today, pile number 2, I have these cards. They kind of give a little bit of direct answers. They are very good for yes or no questions. So I want you to think of a question that's more of a yes or no style. And I will pull one of these cards for you to end your reading. Okay. Ready? You can always pause the video if you need to. 3, 2, 1. You are going in the right direction. You are going in the right direction. Okay, pile number 2. Thank you so much. If you made it this far in the video, I do appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of the video, if anything resonated with you. I appreciate an energy exchange of either a comment, a share, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you like the vibes here, follow me on Twitch. I will make sure to have all that linked in the description box below so you can see me do tarot live if the internet gods allow me to do so. And yeah, and like I said, I have a link to my Ko-Fi. If you feel like doing an energy exchange, leaving me a tip or donation, you can always give me a tip or donation via Ko-Fi. The link is right here. I'll make sure you have a clickable link in the description box. I'm currently raising funds to give that second camera so you can see the chaos that is on my desk. Also, you can book private readings with me via my Ko-Fi in the commission section. I'll make sure to have that linked below. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this helped you in some sort of way. Like again, let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello to pile number 3. It is your turn. Okay, so if you picked pile number 3, that meant you went with the mummy. The mummy is what was calling to you. Here are your cards once more. We're going to start with the tarot portion, then we'll move into the oracle after that. But again, that was the mummy, and I'm going to put the mummy now down right over here. Give me some space over here. Okay, so first up we have the star. High Aquarius vibes with the star popping in here. So wanting to be wanting to see a better vision, to see a new light in things, to be connected to the divine, also to the collective, wanting to see a vision that might be so weird and quirky and out there you might not feel like you can speak it into words just yet, but you see that it's there, you understand that it is new, a new concept, you understand that other people won't understand it, or that's something that you need to come to terms with. Okay, we have the star, kind of the major arcana that's looking over the rest of this reading that is here. I'm going to put the star to the side, and let's get to the rest of the tarot. First up, we have the Ace of Candles, kind of like the current energy, the vibe that's around you. This is definitely connecting to that star energy because you're trying to find something to light up your world. You're trying to find something that's going to spark that initial start, that initial vision, and kind of get the ball rolling. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You've been having a challenge of feeling like fate hasn't been kind to you. It hasn't been pushing in the right direction. It's been stalling. It's just not moving in the right direction that you feel it. And it's like the universe is kind of like, well, those are outside forces. You can only control your reaction to those forces, right? We can only take control and action of the things, of the way we feel, the way we act, how we treat other people. You know, we can still always be kind and understand that this is a cycle and that the wheel is going to eventually keep turning. This is just a challenge and a phase of your life right now that you need to understand that something needs to come to an end before a new beginning can start. This is your invitation, the Three of Presents, which is also like the Three of Pentacles, but this is the Three of Presents. I'm going to hold it so you can see the imagery. So this is definitely an invitation that you might need to collaborate. You're feeling like the structure and the foundation isn't right, and you need to kind of go back and restructure and find out what are the faults into it. When you're trying to think of this idea, this spark, this new thing, what is the thing that is missing? Because we have a 3, we need a foundation, we need a 4th thing. What is missing, and how can you ask for help as well? This is something about trusting the right type of people to kind of come in and get their expertise and what you can collaborate, what you can switch up with them, what you can offer in return in exchange for what they can teach you. Next up, we have Temperance. Definitely needing more balance, needing to have more harmony in the workforce. Work is on the mind with this. Work and inspiration. You're trying to envision something new and you're trying to balance that out. You're trying to balance it in the sense of like, how do you take a hot and a cold extreme and make it just right? Trying to make it something that it's completely and utterly new. It's not something that's done. We have the star kind of showing how it is separated and you're trying to blend it and bring it together, these two visions, because you're creating something new. You're creating something that is uniquely your own, and you need to be open to that process and understand that it is a delay with that wheel in reverse, but it is coming to you soon. Next up is the Emperor. We're talking about structure here. We're talking about rules. this is about also with the star being present, you might not be as diligent as you would like yourself to be. You've been procrastinating a lot. You're not sitting upon the throne and kind of also thinking long term. This is a short-term vision of what you truly want, what you're trying to build. And you're having a problem with authority. You're having a problem even with authority with your own life. You're kind of rebelling towards it. And it's more of like, okay, you understand what structure with that 3 creating that chaos. The 3s come from the Empress, and the Empress is creating out of chaos. She doesn't have any control on where it goes. That's where the Emperor steps in, and it is a great challenge for you because you're wanting this vision to kind of have a life of its own, hence that Ace of Wands in reverse. You're wanting that new beginning, that new touch to kind of like just take off, and it's like the Emperor kind of comes in, that Aries energy comes in, and it's like we need to take control of the situation. We need to control and take care of this chaos because you're trying to build something that's going to last a long time, and we need to go back to the foundation and find out what is wrong before we continue building. Also, Temperance brings in that Sagittarius energy. The Wheel brings in some Jupiter energy. Which can also be linked back to Sagittarius. So we have a lot of fire and air signs kind of popping into here already. And now we have the 5 of Candles. Again, collaboration, but people might be pushing their boundaries with you. You don't want to listen to other people. You're very stubborn, says the Emperor. You're very set in your ways. That's why the wheel isn't turning. You're not accepting an ending to an old thought process, an old cycle. You're just very much saying, I don't want to deal with other people. I don't want their opinions. I don't want to be changed. And it's the cards are like, this is an invitation for you, though. This is what we need to hear. This is the new vision that's going to give you that life and that inspiration. Next up is we have the 3 of Potions. Again, you're not wanting to talk to people. You want to shut yourself out. You don't want to talk about your emotions. You don't want to talk about your passions. And you need to open up your heart a bit. You're being too harsh on yourself. You're being too harsh on others. You need to find a community that you can vibe with, that you can talk with, that you can express yourself with. That's where you're going to find this new path that has been laid out before you. That's how we're going to get the wheel spinning again. And right here we have the Page of Potions. You're trying to find a muse. It's been very, very hard and challenging right now. You're trying to find that form of refilling your cup so that you don't feel so stressed out. You're trying to find and this muse, this could be a person, someone who has like curiosities. I want to hold it up right so you can see the cute imagery with this. But this person isn't going to do the work for you. They're going to spark this, but you're not willing to listen to them because you don't want to collaborate. You don't want to talk. If they offer you a drink, they want to talk over drinks. You're just like shutting it down. You're like, nope, I'm not going to do this. And the universe is like, you can't be that stubborn. You have to tackle the problem head on, but you have to be open to seeing different forms of communication, different forms of expression for you to get what you want. And the last invitation is the Hermit in reverse. That's what we're talking about right now. You need to open up. You have to also ask yourself, is it because, like, do you truly like to be alone with yourself? Are you okay with being alone with yourself? Or are you feeling very sequestered in the Hermit mode? Right? We have gone from the Hermit, big Virgo energy, into Aquarius, that we're trying to open this, we're trying to open up. We're trying to understand that we need a plan, but we need to plan better. We need to plan for success and setting up your environment as well. Have a more welcoming, opening environment. And definitely when I see this, I see someone who's been alone and your heart wants you to open up. They want you to connect with someone. They want you to envision a time and a place where you can be more open to other people and be able to have those conversations. Even though it might feel very awkward, you might feel very weird, you feel like no one's going to understand you. That is not true. It is just a delayed reaction, a delayed time. Again, I'm looking at that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And yes, your shadow card, or the card I would say that's on the bottom of the deck was this one right here, is the Queen of Candles. What you're lacking is envisionment, is visioning, because when I see, like, this is a different illustration, but definitely with that Queen of Wands energy, she's always envisioning the future, and she's not caring about what people think about her. She has that confidence, and people are drawn to that. That is what you're trying to emulate, but you haven't been able to get there just yet. You're trying to be too hard on yourself with that Emperor energy. You're not allowing people to have that curiosity. You're not allowing yourself to have that curiosity. You're stuck in your own ways, your old ways. We need to release that. Okay, and actually that brings perfect to the oracles. We have surrender cards. What do you need to surrender in order to be more open to what it is that your heart is asking from you? Surrender negative thinking. I'm going to read what it says here. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on a positive affirmation. You can't believe your negative thoughts about yourself. When you this gives me the feeling like you don't have confidence in yourself. You don't have confidence that people can be drawn to you. You feel like you're too weird. You feel like you have to be so closed off that you can't really be your true self. And the cards here are like, that's not true. That is definitely not true. There are people that want to talk with you. Hence the threes that are coming in here. The 3 of potions, getting drinks, talking, sharing your emotions. The 3 of presents, like the 3 of pentacles, trying to build something, get a mentorship, learn something new. That's more of like your vibe right now. Is that even if it's like studious, because again, we have the hermit, which can be a little bit studious. You're trying to learn something new, but there's just like a wall that's blocking you. You don't have that inspiration to do so, that spark. We need to come out from the dark and get back under the light of the stars, something that's soothing to you, right? And then we have surrender your need to always be right. Definitely resonating with that 5 of Candles card. Definitely resonating. You don't always have to be right. It doesn't always have to be your perspective. You can open up and understand other people's perspectives and be like, you know what, those just don't match mine, but we can still have a conversation. I'd like to learn more about why you think the way that you do. What is something else you can learn? What is something else you can study to learn a new perspective? I'm going to read this. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Definitely that Emperor I was telling before. You feel like you have to be headstrong. You feel like you always have to be in the right. You need to always prove your point. And the cards are like, you need to chill. You don't always need to be right. And you don't need to always give that persona of being someone who's always harsh either. Okay. Let us get to this oracle right here. First up, okay, candle magic. Got candle magic. Definitely if you are in the mood, trying to think about when I'm posting this video, we'll already be past the new moon. Anyways, I don't know if you relate candle magic to moon phases or if you've ever done candle magic before. You probably have. If you've ever blown candles off of a birthday cake before, that's a bit of candle magic. You know, this is about you calling in your guides. This is about you calling in to have that protection, to get that connection back to the divine. I also see like just some fire, just like a twinkling light, like kind of like the lights that are back here. You can have a nice little candle burning and just like some time to meditate, to think these thoughts over. But definitely if you've ever wanted to do some sort of research, again with that Hermit card coming into play, and then with that Queen of Wands, there's candles all over the place. Candle magic is calling to you. It's something for you to do, or just something for you to research and get more information about. And then we have apples and a banshee. This is a warning, okay? This is warning that while you're trying to keep your heart covered, it is good to also be cautious if you feel like someone's trying to use you, okay? Not to keep your guard up, though, from when you're trying to express yourself and express your needs and express your wants. It's going to be challenging because also with that Banshee energy coming into here, it is telling that a cycle needs to end. You have to let that go. With that ending will bring you to a new beginning, okay? Let's do some self-care and then we will have an affirmation. Okay, so your self-care cards right here. We've got Burning Bowl Ritual. Again, it's that fire energy. It's really calling to you. And you can pre-plan this as well if you want to do this on the full moon, or we're already past the new moon, maybe for next month as well. Is that we have this Burning Bowl Ritual. It's right there, I'll say, to let go. And you don't actually have to burn the bowl if you don't want to, you want to be safe when you're dealing with fire and flames. You can always just write on sheets of paper or on bay leaves and crumble them up, to banish them, to release them. But the premise here is that you're taking these negative thoughts right here, surrender negative thinking, that you're taking these thoughts and you're burning them. They're no longer a part of your life. You're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have a fresh new start, a fresh new perspective. You might want to give yourself a massage. Massage your face, your neck, wherever you can reach, your feet. Go get a massage if you can. Need to let go a lot of that tension that is around you. And then we have ground yourself, grounding energy. After you release everything, you need to ground yourself back. You can take a salt bath. You can just ground yourself, stepping outside if you can, and connect with nature. You can ground right now and sit in your seat and just do some meditation, right? Release that energy. And then your affirmation. I overcome all conflicts that try to poison my moments. I overcome all conflicts that try to poison my moments. On the back here it says, should you turn the alarm clock off and sleep instead of getting up early and working out? Should you give the checkout clerk a wedgie for putting cream in your coffee when you asked for black? Will you let the meltdown of your current situation paralyze you so you never create again? Hell nah. You are a conflict assassin, and you have the power to take it on the chest, deal with it like a boss, and accelerate your sweet-ass life. You are in charge of all outcomes. Choose wisely. That's apple to apple, seriously. Like, you shouldn't also be the rotten apple in this. Making sure that the person who also isn't deceiving is yourself, that you've got control, okay? You have more control than you think. When you feel like fate isn't being kind to you, you actually have a lot of control of your actions. Okay, and as a little bonus here, I want you to think of a question. It can be a yes or no question. These are very direct answers. You can see some examples of what might pop up. So this oracle deck is very good for yes or no questions, basically. It may not give an explanation, but this is your opportunity. Take a few deep breaths, and I will pick a card for you. 3, 2, 1. Yes. A direct answer of yes. Okay, pile number 3, thank you so much if you made it this far. I appreciate it. I appreciate the energy exchange. If you subscribe, if you like this video, if you drop me a comment. If this resonated for you, you can always give me a follow on Twitch, and maybe you can queue up and I can do a reading for you live on Twitch. Also, I appreciate any sort of tips or donation through my Ko-Fi link. I'm currently raising, as I record this video, recording to get a second camera. So you'll check that all out there, and you can also book a private reading, and I'll make sure to leave the link for that, and that's all through Ko-Fi. You can book a private reading with me, and I can do this type of spread for just you and your specific question. And I think that's it. Thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.